Oh, got it.
It's Rickards Bond. SpaceX IPO'd at a $1.7 trillion valuation.
We
OpenAI
lost access. Oh God, that's awkward. We lost access to Fable, the most powerful
did
AI model yet, apparently,
until
allegedly.
2 weeks
I'll
from
vouch
now.
for it.
If you're watching this,
Yeah.
and hopefully you watch Rick and Bond as soon as they come out, because I mean over under 3.5 weeks till something happens is kind of a long time.
Yeah.
Plus
I
government.
bought an AI book and I'm thinking, why did I do that if AI moves so
It's
fast?
fun history at least, and especially like I was thinking like if it has principles of stuff,
Yeah.
principles are good. Like principles of software is pretty ubiquitous throughout time, kind of.
If I open that shit and they're talking about GitHub Copilot, I'm gonna return it.
You might want a more antiquated AI book, like AI when it was like 1990s.
Oh
Anyways,
God.
Fable's dead. SpaceX is alive. Little Tesla XAI, physical
Fable
robot,
Tesla.
NVIDIA, Uber. It's really fun stuff. You're going to want to listen to it out loud.
Rest in peace, Oliver Tree.
Oliver Tree is dead?
He died today.
Really?
Helicopter crash.
Oliver Tree is still alive. Thanks for
No,
listening.
he's not.
Oh my God, he died.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
A helicopter crash.
I told you. We did over the
I thought
lines.
you were lying. I thought it was
No,
a
dude, what
Kobe
the fuck?
joke.
Why would I ever joke about that?
Breaking news.
Are
We
you
don't
still?
talk about it, but
Yeah, it just popped up in my
it would
mind.
be that's a weird celebrity to pull off top.
Run.
Mara ngapi nimepitia, mara ngapi nitakulilia, na kisha ni mara ngapi unadhani nitakurudia. Nisiwezi tena, Januari, Disemba, sina budi nenda lote. Mpendwa, nishachoka bembeleza, najitoa najiteleza, sitaki kukupenda. Napenda longo, 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 longo. Kama unanipenda, ishara zinaonyesha. Longo, longo, longo.
You know me, dude. I always say longo to longo longo. And
Longo, longo, longo.
my grandma used to
Wow.
say to me, "Unapenda longo 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 longo." I said, "Grandma, why are you
That's
speaking
beautiful.
Swahili? You're from Kentucky." And
I
she
didn't
said
know
to
your
me,
grandma was chill like that.
"Don't sass me, boy." And then she would slap me and say, "I'll speak Swahili if I want to." That's where I learned to love all humans, no matter what country they came from, unless they're from South Africa. Nobody likes South Africa.
Wow.
Apparently, all the Africans are mad at South Africa. I don't know why. Maybe the
Why is that?
apartheid, but as this World Cup progresses, everyone's saying the African nations don't enjoy South Africa.
Oh,
Yeah, it's World Cup season. I know we're all tuned in. I am wearing a USA Classic 2014 World Cup jersey. No big deal, dude.
damn. Is that your team?
USA. I rock with them. I do rock with the
Is
United
that
States.
is that who you're repping?
Call me crazy.
Can I just say, remember a couple years ago when um liking America wasn't cool?
Yeah,
I
dude, we're
just want
back,
to.
dude.
We're back, bro. You go into Target, it's just a whole bunch of red, white, and blue for summer,
Yeah, okay.
and
Every in the defense, the World Cup, no matter what kind of hate for America you got, it stops during the World Cup, dude. It's fun to rep. People, I saw a tweet on the platform X.com that was in regards to the New York Knickerbockers, the
yeah,
NBA team that recently won that National Basketball Association championship.
is that their real name?
Yeah, they're the New York Knickerbockers.
Damn, that's the most 1930s sounding name I've ever heard.
I think that's around when they were made. And it's a bunch of probably casual, but New York streets are going crazy, crazy. And it just said a simple core. People yearn for a community, and I believe that's right. And when the World Cup goes around, everybody loves to rep, dude, because they think we can win. We can't.
You can't.
We
Who's
never
gonna win?
would. I don't know, maybe Spain.
Damn.
But apparently, and I watched this first game, the USA was going pretty crazy, dude. There's one cat, 93 successful passes, 100% pass rate.
Jeez.
You ever done anything 93 times in a row?
Yeah. Yesterday. And
What?
boy, am I sore.
Why am I arms
And I'm
tired?
out of tissue.
Uh,
Um,
so this was a Swahili song, or derived from a Swahili term, and so it says in the description, or Kenyan song perhaps. I saw a post that was pontificating about, I think, music being more global now. You ever listen to global stuff in the past, music?
well, that's I found this. It was probably like a global
But in the
Apple
past,
Music in the past. No, not really. I usually stuck to my small circle of repeated music, the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack, Eminem, and Mariah Carey,
maybe playlists got things got more global with Spotify, perhaps. But I also
or maybe
thought
just the
maybe,
internet in general.
or it's the U.S. losing its cultural capital that it used to have and flaunt among the masses.
You
I
think
think
so?
Bad Bunny broke us, dude. I think Bad Bunny broke the USA by being Puerto Rican.
Um,
Do you hate Puerto Ricans?
I yes, finally somebody brought it up.
Sorry, I waited about 10 years to bring this up on the pod, but Puerto Ricans, dude. Just kidding. I don't think I've ever met a Puerto Rican, man or woman.
Yeah,
Hey, man or woman.
man or woman. Bad Bunny's both.
If you were to pick man or woman, what would you pick?
In terms of what?
Just man or woman.
I don't know. They're
That's all.
both good and bad at
I'm
some
asking.
things.
I'm asking. Okay, well, man or woman, Puerto Rican.
Oh, probably a woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ricker and Bond back at it, dude. Bond still survives. Every time Bond's not on the pod, last episode, we always ask, is Bond dead? And we take overs, we take unders. We have a really big poly market about, is Bond dead? It's on Kalshi under the interracial category.
Yo, well, it could happen any day, so
But the Kalshi markets are pricing it in of Bond death. We got pretty good numbers on the next month, so you might want to watch out. A bunch of people can kind of just make markets now. Like, I'm sure a bunch of people, probably a bunch of markets on people streaking at big sporting events, and you could just make that happen.
yeah.
Also, the
Fuck that
same
though.
thing for every other event in the world, like a war. You could just make a war and then bet on it.
Insider trading.
But you'd have to do it in some tranches. They're gonna kind of yell at you if you do a big old money all in one
Just like
plop.
transfer a bunch of
But
money
there
into
is no
Trump coin.
insight with freaking. I think these prediction markets are under the CFTC, or the Commodities Futures Trading Council. Trading Council?
Remember, remember when you told me to put all of my money into Melania coin?
No, I did
When
buy
is
some
that gonna
Trump
pay
coin.
off?
Never.
I put it all in, so I'm just waiting for
No, that
the pump.
those things. Yeah. The pump happens when everybody sees a pump, and then by the time everybody sees a pump, the pump's over. It's kind of how those things have gone since the dawn of meme coins.
Got it. Got it. So I should buy more.
Probably not. I can't believe they did a freaking public meme. I can't believe they made a meme coin. And
Yeah.
it just died. And meanwhile, they're freaking making money on crypto and stuff. Anyways, we got some sick stories, dude. Probably the hottest sick stories you've ever talked about it. I ran it through Notebook LM and then had a podcast talk to me about it. So I'm more abreast on the subject of this episode.
Wait, I didn't get a chance to brief. Is Fable in here?
Fable is not in here actually.
Okay,
I
well then fuck everything else. We have to talk about
I prompted
like
the hot
nothing else matters.
I prompted the hottest stories.
Hey, well,
Uh,
it's not hot enough.
it wasn't hot
It's
enough.
no.
You
This
know,
is
when you sign
the
in
story of the decade.
decade,
No, okay, the story of the year for sure.
year.
Yes, okay, because it prompts the question, no pun intended, is there a limit to how good consumer AI can get if the government can just take it away?
Well, they didn't take it away. They said foreigners can't use it, and then Anthropic said we'll pause it.
Yeah, but they did that because Anthropic doesn't know who's American or not, right? Well, I guess they could just like gate it, but I mean VPNs and shit.
Someone on a Discord I frequent some time on said perhaps this is all a ploy to get more IDs and national IDs in your logins, just like Google does. When you open a new freaking YouTube, you have to upload an ID if you want to use some of the features that are very good for an uploader.
That's interesting. I wonder
So
why.
maybe probably because they're trying to take your privacy and sovereignty as a human, dude. Come on,
Probably. But
come
I
on.
mean YouTube.
Yeah, I know. So many videos,
Um,
dude. It's basically free. Just watch an ad.
I also heard that so do you remember
Fable is
when
a
and
model that Anthropic made, and then the government somehow was like, "We don't like it. It's too much." And then Anthropic put out a PR that said, "Okay, we'll pause it." Just for people who don't know.
yeah, what was I gonna ask?
I don't know.
Do you remember when Anthropic said we don't want to work
The
with
government.
government
Yes.
because they're like spying on people and killing people with our software? I think what if this is revenge for that?
Could be, could be. OAI does like to kind of suck the teat of the government as it has been so far.
Yeah.
It's also
So
uh, pretty strategic then for a government just being petty, just to say foreign nationals. I guess that would make sense from a government perspective. Also, haven't never seen the word foreign nationals so much as this recent past week. I think I saw it one time before Anthropic put out that little ting. And when you
that's
say when you sign into Claude under the models, it says Fable 5 for your hardest problems. I would say Fable 5. My hardest problem is that the government stopped Fable 5, in essence.
yeah. Fable
Um,
5 was so it's like a lot. It's
but
like
they've
eating a
also
cup of
said
ice
that
cream
for
with a
like every
bulldozer.
model. They did it for Mythos, and they're like, "Oh, our model's too good. We gotta pause it. Nobody can use it."
Well, this was Mythos, but with guardrails.
I see. Didn't know
So
that.
when you were using it, you weren't allowed to
Didn't
ask
even get to
anything that
use it,
had to
dude.
do. That sucks. I did.
I
You
saw
missed
people.
out.
Well, I saw people had some poo-pooed it a little bit, and sometimes when you switch over to a new software or a new model, it's like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. So I was keeping with Opus.
Well, yeah, you weren't allowed to do anything that had to do with cybersecurity
What?
or yeah, biotechnology. So if you ask anything like that, like I tried to ask it to do a security audit of my app, it kicked me down to Opus
What else? I
4.8.
mean, well,
You also can't ask it to do anything about building an LLM.
I think that's an Anthropic thing, but sure, I guess other people could use it. Anthropic has
No,
a very
that's a Fable thing.
well, I'm saying Anthropic has a very tug of war thing with people of them wanting people to pause models because our model's so sick, but we don't want everybody else to get so sick, including ourselves, that we build bad AI that ruins the world. But I think half of that is kind of just like circle jerking themselves.
I asked it to do something medium effort and it filled up my 4 hour window of tokens
Jesus,
in
that's
20
also an
minutes.
Anthropic thing.
And
They're getting gross with it.
also, I asked it to do something and it spun up like 100 agents to do it. So I was like, I don't have any task big enough to warrant this kind of work
I'm saying, yeah,
for this kind of money.
overkill.
Yeah, but like no, like when it was doing it, I was like, oh wow, this is serious. Like I wish I had something I could use this with, but I just don't, you know?
Well, you got to be imaginative. But
Well,
also,
there's
some of
there's
that.
just like not enough code to justify the cost. You know, like my code bases are small compared to like fucking Netflix, Facebook, Instagram, you know. That's what that shit should be used for.
Ah, well, maybe they maybe they hit a little enterprise models over there, trying to shill off.
Nah, that shit was fucking crazy. I wish I would have I wish I would have been able to use it correctly. But yeah, nah, sucks that they took that shit away.
Okay. Pretty interesting.
Literally.
But they also stopped themselves. They could have kept it going.
Yeah, they're kind of like flip-floppy with that.
They probably
Um,
kind of need to scale via the world, and you don't really want to alienate with other different countries. So, uh, on the topic of enterprise, Claude launched a $100 million partner network for enterprise AI. What's this all about, dude?
Partner network for enterprise AI. What is I
I'll,
don't know what that
I'll
even
tell you
means.
more about it. Anthropic moved to formalize its enterprise. Hold on. I was going to pause because I had to do laundry, and I'm going to pause now, but there was a long dead air, and so I had to address it a little bit. Anthropic moved to formalize an enterprise go to market this week with Claude Partner Network, a program aimed at the system integrators, consultancies, and specialist AI firms that actually implement AI inside large organizations. The company committed an initial $100 million, much of it directed at enabling partners through training via Anthropic Academy, detailed technical support, sales playbooks, and joint market development. Basically, Anthropic is paying humans to do things in other people's businesses because the
Like set up
businesses
Anthropic.
are too freaking dumb, dude. Well, yes, I mean precisely that, but they're paying to deploy a bunch of freaking AI consultants to go into businesses and tell them how to use AI in their business.
I think OpenAI did that a couple months ago too.
Anthropic said it would expand its partner-facing team roughly fivefold, adding applied AI engineers, technical architects, and localized go-to-market support, and would give members access to a new partner portal with co-marketing resources, and certification. Early demand was strong, with a reported more than 40,000 firms applying to join and over 10,000 consultants earning a Claude certification since launch. That's right. It's time for everybody to go from a crypto consultant to an AI consultant. Although there was basically the whole overarching theme that came from this week was that money's kind of drying up for AI firms unless you make revenue and also have a way to deploy it into actual businesses. And that same cycle kind of happened with blockchain and crypto of everybody getting funded for crypto stuff. But then money was getting a little bit dry, and they were like, "Wait, do you guys actually make money? We only actually fund people that make money, and have a functional reason to put blockchain into stuff." And it's basically just banks that funded themselves and put it into Goldman. But same thing with AI is kind of happening now, where you basically only get money if you're making money, unless you're one of these big old boys that all have to make money via public markets, or else everybody's like, yo, we got this bag and we can't sell it to anybody.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be, right? You only get money if you're making money, and if you're not making money, eventually
Yeah, but that's
you
that's
won't.
always diluted in like a early craze of a new technology, and then these VCs just give money to anything with a pretty website and a word in it.
Well, that's just like the nature of tech, really. Like imagine you in the 90s or 2000s or whatever, you made so much fucking money. You just made a shit ton of money and you're still making money because of compound interest that you have no. So you're just like, oh, this looks kind of interesting,
You
like a
throw it up.
fraction of a percent interesting. We just throw a bag at it and forget about it, you know? And
Precise.
then you do that 100 times. You just spray your seed everywhere, you know? And then one of them, 99% of them fails, and then one of them does all right. You just keep doing it. That's what I was very aware of during the blockchain era. Like I went to events and they would tell me what they're doing. I'm like, oh my God, bro, this is fucking, as soon as the money dries up, this is over. The party's over. I think the difference here is with some of these AI companies, some of them, if they're done right, they could like justify their spend in a way if they do it smart. Um, because I don't know, when you use AI like a lot in a field that you're familiar with, you're pretty capable of seeing like where the savings are like happening, you know? If you're a software engineer, you're thinking all the time, wow, this would have taken me either 5 people in 2 weeks or by myself in 3 months. But I did it in an hour with AI. So, like savings in that realm.
AI stuff is a lot more tangible than blockchain stuff
Yeah,
in terms
it's just
of
it costs so much to serve.
using it. Blockchain stuff, basically, freaking financial product plus dumb little apps for, at this point, prediction markets or more yield on the base app. LOL. People making apps for that. Yeah, I do find it funny that part of the AI story is having to pay humans to make sure it's implemented into businesses. It is
Yeah,
hard though, and I do pretty tangibly see the value of having someone walk through a business of it. Viscerally, tangibly see that.
yeah,
Cause
and I don't know if anything is like right off the bat, you can walk into any business and apply an AI thing to it and make it make money. Like, how are you
making
gonna
money things a
apply that
thing.
to it? Yeah, like how are you gonna apply that to a donut shop? Like
Well, you kind of, you iterate with a human brain, plus you ask whatever freaking databases of words are already on the internet, and they try to predict whatever word might come next. And you do that a bunch, and then you make more ideas.
for the donut shop?
Yeah, for the donut shop.
Yeah, well, how are you gonna help me make money like with AI? Like, why do I need your service? You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna make me an app? Do I need an app? I can just use Uber Eats. It's not like going to a business and saying, "Hey, I can make you a website," because everybody needs a website if they don't have one. But not everybody needs AI. You know what I mean?
I do. Especially if you prompt a bunch and use it a bunch, and then you're like, does this problem actually really need for me to go through a chatbot slash code?
Yeah. Now maybe something like a doctor's office would be a better fit for AI. They have a
I
bunch
mean,
of
but
fucking
with like
data.
a small business thing, a donut shop,
Uh-huh.
it's basically, you ever seen the commercial with, it's probably a Microsoft Excel. They have a little, and one of their shop owners in the commercial was asking a spreadsheet because they had a spreadsheet of financials. So it's basically an accounting chatbot for a small business. Or again, a bunch of this stuff in SpaceX. One of the stories is SpaceX and their robots. The next valley that's after the one that runs dry is, trying to figure out in the physical world where AI fits. And if you're a donut shop, you freaking take a picture of your kitchen and you're like, yo, make this more efficient, bitch.
Yeah,
Truly. truly,
yeah.
truly. But,
But
I mean,
I'm thinking like, okay, like what is like an AI solution that can't be done with an expert? Like that's you just got to be kind of savvy at chat GPT to take a picture of your kitchen and say make this efficient.
and then
But
pay
if you
for it.
like made a system where like you go to a business that has a bunch of clients or patients, and you're like, I'm going to like put all your data into a Vertex database so that you don't have to look up keywords. You can look up semantics of
But
what you're
semantic
looking
search,
for.
semantic search is a little played out already as a
I
normal.
think I think it could be useful. You
It's
could be
useful,
like,
but there's
show me
uh,
the patient that has cancer in their left lung. I forgot their
business
name.
business side. I think semantic search has kind of been run dry. Maybe I'm wrong
You
and I'm
think
just
so?
in it.
I
But
think it's just the beginning.
there was a bunch of semantic solutions in life, and maybe I was just close to it. Uh, but like semantic search wasn't something that I wanted to go down just because it was a little bit saturated.
For your own data, for local data,
Yeah,
because that's the only reason it would be valuable to a company.
yeah, yeah. There was too many semantic search solutions for me to be interested in it. Besides going super niche with it, but even then, I think semantic search has kind of been the human brains have been on it for a minute.
Oh,
It
I
is
haven't heard
useful
of
though,
any
and
semantic search companies.
it hasn't been. Say it again.
I haven't heard of any semantic search companies
Uh, Maybe I was too close to search then. Um,
for business.
but even in product, so maybe it is really. But I haven't even seen it in products until, I mean, you didn't see it in products till recently. Besides, you've seen
Well,
chatbots on retail sites, but I was going through
but tech is
Samsung.
pretty new.
I was going through Samsung TV, and I didn't really do this before. Go through their apps. They also absolutely rape you with privacy. They see whatever you're watching on that TV.
Hmm.
There is freaking, and this is probably new. I could see they probably existed for 5 years or so. There was one app that was pretty much a TV app, AI bot with like retail. I'll show it. I'll show a demo or a freaking video of it in the future. But stuff like that, I have seen pop up more recently. Amazon stuff, Google AI, obviously. So, but yes, local databases and smart human language, being able to talk to it. Same thing with what I was talking about with the Dorsey thing. Of if you have an AI intelligence know all of your data and then talk to it back and forth. That's very new, very fun. And I do think that even like a small shop and a small physical business that's not very tech integrated, it's interesting to freaking talk back and forth and at least, spark what could be an idea. I would tell anybody to at least try it if they have a business and they're like, yo, what do you think about this internet? And the internet's like, well,
Yeah.
what?
I don't know. I was trying to think because I think we're talking about the same but different things.
Go on.
I'm not talking about consumers at all. In
Yeah.
fact, I think I might have said this last time that I think the consumer AI pursuit is not going to be fruitful, and it's all on the enterprise side. And it would be, I think, AI for businesses that aren't like mom and pop shops, but they're like medium-sized businesses. Let's say they do like a couple million a month or something, and they have a warehouse, and they just have just tons of data, tons of product, and it's all going through fucking AWS or whatever.
Hmm.
If you were to like approach them and you were to say, hey, if you could just talk to a chat GPT like thing and ask it anything about your supply chain
Yeah.
to the point where you could be like, hey, where is John Smith's order that he ordered on April 13th?
Yeah.
Like what happened to it? And it'll be like, oh, it got stuck in San Diego. Like that's something that would require an AI expert to
Yeah.
you know.
I mean,
I think that like
how expertise are you defining expert?
Well, you don't have to be a machine learning engineer. Like you're not making the models, you're implementing them into real life business cases.
Yeah.
So you would be an AI engineer.
There's a cat on one of that VC shows. He's with the white guy with the British or something. Uh, but he found value in that as well. Of employees basically going into businesses and telling you how it might be a little bit better. Still kind of sounds like it's freaking consultancy, but also selling Claude. Uh,
It is consultancy.
but you know, it is. It takes a bit of time to. I mean,
People
it's
people
bit.
shit on consultancy, but I think consultancy can be valuable in the right areas.
Sure.
If
And
you if you like actually know what you're doing, like if you're just like a veteran in your space for 30 years and you're like literally an expert and you're just like, oh, I can literally help anybody because I but if you're just like, oh, I want to be a consultant in
yeah,
this
I'm
thing I
thinking of
don't know about.
junior analyst at whatever consulting big three is what I'm thinking of. But yes, but it's also like
Yeah.
the it does kind of just go down to like business system operations, and then like you said, experienced expertise to plug into like 8 chapters of a handbook, and then you ask Claude to go crazy, crazy, and then you iterate, and then it's like, okay, cool. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Um, Physical stuff, Tesla and XAI, also known as Elon's company, doing some robot things with Digital Optimus. What's Digital Optimus? John, you ask John, and I'll tell you. Tesla and XAI introduced Digital Optimus, presenting as its first significant product of Tesla's roughly $2 billion investment in Musk's AI labs. Tesla's work on the Optimus humanoid, which is hardware actuators. Everybody knows what an actuator is. Manufacturing and on-device efficiency. Plus XAI's frontier reasoning models, which would supply the quote-unquote brain. Musk framed it as a step toward a capable autonomous robot, and the user-facing version could be ready within about 6 months, implying a rollout around September 2026. Musk tends to promise dates a little before they happen, but
A lot before they happen.
yeah, good and the bad.
Where's Robotaxi?
Well,
6 years late.
it might be tied up with NVIDIA. Uh, NVIDIA was pushing for an Uber-linked Level 4 robotaxi network targeted in 2027. And that was a NVIDIA-Tesla partnership. Let's see what this was. The NVIDIA Uber Robo Taxi Network was a strategic partnership to build a massive global network targeted at 2027. Multi-phase project combines NVIDIA's autonomous computing architecture and software with Uber's worldwide ride-hailing network and dispatch infrastructure. I wonder what that dispatch infrastructure looks like.
Crazy. It's probably some crazy shit over at Uber.
At Uber,
I would love to work at Uber.
they should just show everybody what their software looks like so it's fun to look at. Like a tour. Do a nice little database tour. Like you go into a freaking, they go into these physical warehouses and you're like, this is where Ford made cars and they did that in like 1930. But then do a little digital tour and you can see like, this is how we dispatch stuff. They probably already have, but
Is Uber profitable? It's Uber profitable. Yes, Uber is highly profitable, reporting
congrats.
billions in annual net income and free cash flow. Wow, they did it. The
It
company operates a massive global platform generating tens of billions in gross bookings across. Wow, good for them.
is pretty expensive
Uber stock. Yeah, and 70% of their revenue, I think, goes to insurance.
for humans. Well, maybe with a core
Bro.
tech stack of fleets running on NVIDIA Drive AGX Hyperion 10 platform, featuring the Drive AGX Thor system on a chip, incorporated hardware reference kit of 14 cameras, 9 radars, and 1 LiDAR, and 12 ultrasonic sensors, with an AI brain driven by Alpamio, NVIDIA's reasoning-based foundational AI model tailored to decipher chaotic real-world scenarios such as unpredictable pedestrian behaviors and sudden construction zones, with partnerships from global automakers such as Stellantis, BYD, Geely, Nissan, and Lucid. Maybe that'll do something. Yeah, that's right.
Crazy.
How does one predict unpredictable pedestrian behaviors? How many
I was just
pedestrian
gonna
behaviors do
ask,
you think exist? Probably a defined amount.
you think Tesla would add a squirrel mode to their self-driving Teslas to like
No.
decide whether or not you want to just run over the squirrel?
Now I know what squirrel mode means, but for those who don't, although you did just explain it, but my joke wasn't in time. Uh, I do not think that Uber and their partners would be stoked on a murder in animal mode.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I've been squirrel consulting for 20 years.
Damn, even Lyft is profitable.
Yeah, they're all pretty expensive.
Like their services is
Yes,
expensive.
yes, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't taken an Uber in a while. So I don't know. And Waymo doesn't come to my house, unfortunately.
Damn, too far.
But when I do need an Uber, it is quite convenient.
It's always pretty convenient. One time
Yeah.
it was not convenient, and that's no cool.
I'm
Uh,
too young to know, like, to compare it to like taxi prices.
One time I took a
'Cause
taxi recently because my phone via inebriation was locked out,
damn, that sucks.
and in my inebriated brain, I thought that it had already been paid for via the call that someone called it in. So
That's
I pulled
crazy.
up, and I had $2 in my pocket, and I was like, "Dude, let me get this guy a $2 tip." And I'm gonna say, "Hey, buddy, I know it's not a lot, but you really helped me out here." And he was like, "Did you just try to give me two fucking dollars, dude? You haven't paid yet."
You did not. You did
And I
not.
was like, "Oh, okay, my bad, my bad, my bad." And then I paid.
You did not, dude.
I thought in my head, I got Uber brain in my pathways. And so I was like, "Hey, man, you helped me out here. I know this is nothing, but $2 for, just a token of really helping me out in the time." And he's like, and he legit like popped out the car and was like, "The fuck are you talking about, bro?" And, but then I paid. I paid. I said, "Oh, my bad. I got a card right here. Got a card."
Damn, bro. I mean, even if that was the tip, that's still not a great tip.
But it was a token of my appreciation, is what it was.
So it was a tip.
No, it came from the heart rather than a
Right.
tip. So it was
But like it was
not worth
awful.
a lot, of course, but it came from the
Yeah.
heart. So, That cab driver, I do believe, may have double charged me.
Damn.
So that was the answer.
Well deserved.
I paid. Well, I was about to not pay, but I didn't know I was
Tried to
about to not
skimp
pay.
my boy, dude.
So then I paid. He was ready to fight, doggy.
Maybe he took a little extra
He did.
just for himself.
He did, and
Wait, this was in New York, right? You said?
no, in San
Where
Diego.
was it?
San Diego.
Oh,
I just couldn't reach.
shit.
I couldn't reach a rideshare app, so I had to use the auspices of other folks to get me some kind of vehicle to get
Was
me
that a
to my.
better or worse experience than Uber?
Uh, it was, I guess, worse. Sometimes you get in an old Uber and they're partnered up with taxis, so you get a taxi. And the taxi's always a little bit worse than an Uber.
There should be like a slider, and
Hmm.
the lower the cost goes, the worse your driver's gonna be.
That is not priced in.
I think it might be. I
You get
think the
paid.
higher the higher your
Well,
rating as
you
a
do get
driver, you get
sure.
yeah, you get priority rides.
You can pay for like a black. I guess
I
priority would be. It's
thought you were gonna
called
say
Uber.
you can pay less for a black driver.
It's called Uber Black, and they have only black cars, only black SUVs, which is apparently a sign of what freaking Chrysler marketing did PR so a black SVU is a sign of luxury.
Well, that used to be the whole business. Every car was supposed to be like nice, a
Ah,
luxury car, and then they're like, let's let
my
the
question
normies
still
in.
remains, dude. Why was a black SUV SVU for the New York fans designated as a luxury experience?
I don't know. Have you ever been in one?
Yeah, but it could
It's a bit.
just as well be a white SUV.
Oh no, no, white's not gross. Who wants to pull in a white SUV? The fuck? What is this? Mom on her way to soccer practice? I want my driver to be iced the fuck out in a nice tux. Open the door for me.
Historical connection to formal wear, says the source of SRTC Limo and presidential.limo.com, which have probably made articles to get picked up by Google AI for about black SUVs limo services. Am I going to use SRTC Limo and presidential-limo.com because they have been picked up by Google AI? Maybe. The
I
tuxedo
think I'm.
effect. No, come on, please. What?
I think I'm on Uber's like
Investor
premium.
table?
No, like their subscription service.
Oh, Uber One.
I think so.
You do save some money on Uber One if you're constantly using it, but for someone who doesn't use it barely at all, it's definitely a bad cost.
Yeah, I think I had a free trial.
I
I
gotcha.
just they got me, but how do I cancel this? I don't use Uber that much.
uh, Uber's competitor, because a competitor is everybody, Tesla and XAI, Digital Optimus, $2 billion. Humanoid stuff plus XAI frontier models. It's quite the little stack the Elon tree has going on. Tesla provides capital in a robotics platform. XAI provides models and two share talent and compute. Fits with the broader 2026 theme in which humanoid robotics and frontier AI are converging in a single race, the black one, with Tesla
Wow, I had
positioning
6 months free.
positioning Optimus as a long-term growth vector beyond vehicles. Musk also publicly signaled that Tesla's relationship with NVIDIA is set to deepen, so deep, suggesting the compute and silicon side of the strategy is in motion. It's a whole lot of model stuff in the world, but it's really not a whole lot of model stuff in the world, you know? When you really open your eyes, you go to the donut shop, and you say, or just go outside at all, like a couple streets, or maybe just literally outside of your door, and you ask yourself, is anybody caring about the frontier models and systemification of businesses via large language models and transformers? The answer is probably not any. I know my network of whores don't care at all. Just kidding, I don't have a network of whores.
You just have a wife. You can book hotels on Uber now?
Yeah, they did a little expansion over there. Kind of being an air. Well, no, Airbnb did something recently where you can concierge stuff. And
Fuck Airbnb.
I will say, I haven't used those expanded services. I've used the food as an expanded service. People have been talking about smart apps, the everything app, Chinese everything apps for a minute, and
Mhm.
for platforms ubiquitous such as Uber and a little less so Airbnb. Although I could be wrong, but I'm assuming Uber has more users than Airbnb. Jamie, can you pull that up? Jamie? Um,
Jamie, pull that fucking shit up, you stupid bitch.
Uber serves massive daily local transit, whereas Airbnb targets larger. I'm just someone's stupid YouTube video. Like really,
Are you gonna
will come again.
just like sidestep? Are you gonna make that product
Which one?
that podcast product where you're just like, hey, whatever, pull up shit this shit.
Uh,
You gotta vibe code it up real quick.
my projects are a little. It'd be like my. They have to go in like the fourth queue. But I sure
Damn.
can. If it,
Before I do it,
you could do a race. Want to do a race?
before I put fucking
Fable
Fable 5 on
4.5.
it,
Fable,
I
it's
wish.
the Chinese
Before I
version.
spend 60 bucks changing the color of a button.
Using Fable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's too much. Sometimes it's too much. But hey, who am I to judge? I couldn't code anything before, so throw 100 agents out. It's fun to see. And then there's a little shimmer on a sentence that says, "Oh, we're working so hard on the idea you had. Good job, good idea, good idea." Um,
Have them fight each other.
what's I do find the flow of searching for stories, PDFizing a story, and then popping that PDF into Notebook LM for Google to make me a robot podcast about the PDF that I gave it. At this point, it's like 4 iterations of telephone. I do find
Wait,
that fun as
so
well.
is this all automated or do you do it yourself?
The Notebook LM, I don't have a hook for. I'm not using hook literally. Um, PDF's automated. Uh, I wanted the thing with Notebook LM. I mean, yeah, could plug it in easily. Although it might not be a direct. It might have to be a desktop takeover.
Gotta fire it.
Um,
Well, you remember I told you about the CLI tools?
Google stuff.
Yeah, or yeah, just ask Claude or whatever you're using. Hey, is there a Notebook LI, Notebook LM CLI tool?
That might be
And
behind Google Cloud. Google has quite the paywall for their cloud services.
it's not that much. And if you're calling it like once a day, it's not gonna charge you like literally anything.
Um,
Just do that shit, dude.
one thing, a lot of transcript stuff. Transcript word by word pops up a little production. I'll use this transcript once it's up on YouTube, and I'll plug that in. I did want to do something as well. I had a nice flow of doing voice memo stuff, talking about projects, and I like it in Notebook LM. But from my hand, it was like 4 clicks. I had to go from voice memo to save to files to Notebook LM. That's no
Bro,
fun. But also,
I
this
like
is on
how are you
mobile.
doing stuff?
Also on
Bro,
mobile.
if you're not just doom scrolling, gooning while it's just doing everything for you, then I don't know what you're doing. Oh, I have a great story. Great story. Great use case. Okay, so I was doing something at work yesterday. My boss wanted a task done. He said, pull a report on so and so. Sometimes I do that. I tell Claude, hey, go in there and make a report. How many users signed up in this time frame from this area? Yada yada yada. How much did they weigh? Bullshit. Malarkey. He wanted that. So it was like in a on the app, there's like a raffle thing where you take a receipt of something and you're entered. People were uploading things that weren't real receipts. So I told Claude, use this AI tool, scan through all 15,000 pictures and only mark the ones that are actually receipts as receipts. So it was doing that. It was taking a couple hours because, it's a lot of stuff to do. And I wanted to go home, but the boss wanted a report by the end of the day. I told Claude, I said, hey, when you're done with this, make the report and email it to me in a nice PDF. I thought it was either going to say, no, I can't do that. I'm going to need permission somewhere, or I was going to have to like install some Google, some Gmail plugin or some bullshit.
You didn't do a connector and it did it?
I didn't do anything. It said, I'm going to use the email service you use for the app for people signing up and sending emails, like to verify your account. I'm going to use that service to send the email to you. No setup required. Just tell me which email you want to send it to. I told it. I went home. All right, I went to the bar with the coworkers, having a jolly old time, getting email. Reports right there. Beautiful. Fucking PDF version, raw data version, sent it to the boss. It was crazy. I was like, dude, this is like nuts. I would have had to stay at work for another hour.
Truski.
What a time. What a time.
Podcast thing, transcript, pop up. Um, Voice memo stuff. Voice memo on thoughts about new feature stuff. I like it in Notebook LM. There's a few flow things that obviously I didn't like. And so I'm thinking about in the same line of the legification tool thing and basically AI consultancy stuff of talking to a thing and then it pops out a little nice business system for you. And in the background, it's all the freaking MDs on the other side. So little normies can talk about their flow and then it makes something for them and they don't have to freaking make a bunch of assisted AI coded tool infrastructure. Thought that was pretty fun too. Ricker and Bond. SpaceX IPO'd, pretty fun. Take a picture of the
Yeah, it didn't
freaking...
pop off. It didn't crash.
It went back to its opening price. I'm not a fan of IPOs after before 6 months. Similar situation with like a Coinbase stock or a Circle stock. I was listening to Circle, aka Circle Internet Group CEO, Mr. Alistair, and he is a very fun computer software arc. And
Who?
Circle CEO, his name is Jeremy Allaire and not Alistair, like I just said. But he was detailing his journey from college to a corporation with his brother, Allaire Corporation. They made Flash, or the company that they acquired into made Flash. Pretty freaking cool. And then that company got acquired by Adobe. And then he went on to some GC. He also made Bright Cove. Do you know Bright Cove? Or do I just know Bright Cove for some reason?
I do not know Bright Cove.
I made
No.
Bright Cove off top for some reason. But a Laird Corporation that he founded with his bro was a rapid application development platform that enabled developers to build database-driven websites using a tag-based scripting language. And it was briefly a public offered on Nasdaq until acquired in January 1999 by Macromedia. Macromedia was purchased by its rival Adobe Systems, also known as Adobe Systems Incorporated, who brought you things like, oh, they ended Flash. They did, huh? I kind of forgot Flash died. Flash was the
Yeah, when
best.
was the last time you used Flash?
Well, no, it's dead, dude.
Flash was not the best. Fuck Flash.
It was so many
Nah,
fun
Flash was all
Flash
right,
games,
but it
dude.
was, yeah, but when it was like time for iPhones to be a thing, you couldn't watch it on mobile. You couldn't play games on mobile. It was just like, yikes.
In November 2011, Adobe announced that it would cease development of Flash for mobile devices and instead would focus on HTML5. So this fella circles as it kind of stands now, a stable coin company. And this man's had a company where you could develop little fun freaking sites. I thought that was fun. He was talking about making companies, and then he basically sold stuff, was acquired, and then found little new insights, and then made a new company based on that insight. and did that for about 20 or 30 years. Then he made Circle.
Till he died of cancer.
No,
What?
he's still alive, man. He's
Oh, good.
55.
Nice.
He was talking to David Rubenstein over on Bloomberg at the, I think it was like a Chicago forum or something. And then, man, I wrote it down, but the flow I was thinking, because he was saying like he'd be immersed in whatever company or sector he was in, and it was software, and then new little ideas would present themselves, and then immerse again, and then freaking bid on the future with that. And he started out. Can you guess what he started out as?
A janitor?
No, an internet consultant in 1991 or 99, probably 91. Because it was funny because he was messing with the internet. He was messing with something called Gopher. You know what Gopher is? I don't, but
No. Sounds like
I
a
think it was
language.
a Minnesota's college made some kind of interface, and that's why it's called Gopher because they're. I'm assuming that's why it's called Gopher because it was a freaking Minnesota thing. Was it not a Minnesota thing? I'm talking. No, it was. The Gopher Protocol was invented by a team led by Mark McCahill at the University of Minnesota, designed for distributing, searching, and retrieving documents in Internet Protocol networks. You ever heard of Internet Protocol, dude?
Never. What's the
It's
internet?
a network layer communications protocol in the Internet Protocol suite for relaying datagrams across network boundaries. Its routing function enables internetworking and essentially establishes the Internet. We're talking about BGP, DHCP v6, DNS, FTP, HTTP, HTTPS, IMAP, dude. You've seen that if you've done a little domain joint. We're talking about POP, SNMP, SSH. So many acronyms, dude. ICMP, IGMP, IPsec. I think he was going into like law or something, but then he messed around with internet in 91, and then he probably hit up a donut shop and was like, yo, my dog, you need some internet consulting. And
And
then
now
he,
he's stuck in crypto.
yeah, in 20, I think 2012, when he was, yeah, in 2012, he was still at Bright Cove. Bright Cove is online video platform that I think they did, yeah. It was acquired by Benning Spoons in 2025. LOL. Benning Spoons makes freaking, what are they known for? We transfers, I think, my source into Bending Spoons, but they freaking buy internet companies and then do stuff. Bright Cove, what did Bright Cove do? Video website. I think they made a bunch of stuff with video. I don't know. He left in 2012 because I think he was at or with VC people who were talking about a little bit of crypto stuff. Launched Circle in 2013. Jim Breyer, Cell Partners, General Catalyst, which he was previously at with entrepreneurship in residency. He was talking about AI and displacement with jobs. But dude, I think if you're just an AI consultant, it's all good. So
I think you're good, dude.
I think if you just brand, say, hey, bro, and then you're just fucking frantically chatting with Claude.
I only know a couple people
Mm-hmm.
that are like actually like good at AI.
How do you
I
define good
know
AI?
they just like they just know how to do the most with the least.
You're gonna have to
You know,
define further.
um, they know. So when you are doing a task or telling your AI to do a software task,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know what you don't know, and you tell it to do something, AI is gonna do like it's not necessarily gonna do the best way, it's gonna do like probably the most common way,
True,
but it'll
true.
do it, right? And so like if you grew up in the time where you made software like before AI and you like know the architecture and stuff, you know exactly what to ask for, and you can not only get there sooner, it like since it's more targeted, it'll use less tokens and it'll be better. You know what I mean? And the people I know that are like really good at AI like made software before AI and they just like are killing it.
Is a bit of a input output joint,
Yeah.
as in if the input is better,
So I think
quote
like an
unquote.
AI consultant should like probably be one of those guys that like knows software before AI.
The thing is though, again back to that product, unless a business is just giving that responsibility to someone else, which would be like a I don't know,
Mhm.
it's a contracted in software infrastructure maker. Um,
Mhm.
Normies don't really know what to ask, you know,
Yeah, they're not gonna know.
and they
They're not gonna.
also only know probably their workflow and what makes money, which is probably the other side of what's good to know and what maybe AI wouldn't know without potentially a very well documented company that uploads all its documents and theses and ideas.
Yeah.
So freaking bridge those two. Say this is how my company makes money. This is how I do my stuff, and then on the other side, get some freaking memory going on in there. Um, SpaceX IPO'd. That's pretty good. Damn big deal, Ikey.
Biggest IPO in history.
Very momentous, $1.7 trillion valuation, that is. Raised $75 billion. I think we're underwritten by Goldman and Morgan over there at SpaceX. Shout out the boys and the lasses. Um, just doing stuff on Mars, reusing rockets. Starlink
A
wrapped
lot
up
of
in there. I really think Starlink is kind of the only thing that makes tangible sense, but also not
there's a
that
lot of
tangible sense.
SpaceX employees that are millionaires now.
Congratulations to those who got in the door.
Yeah.
OpenAI also confidentially filed for a blockbuster. They're looking at $1 trillion valuation as well. OpenAI said on June 8th via tweet, I believe. They're like, hey guys, uh, we like being private, but we also want to make sure that if we have to, we can do it quickly. So we're going to file here. Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. Maybe I mixed up SpaceX and OpenAI underwriting. I think I did. Um, Found that humorous as well. Also find it quite telling that all these companies are IPOing at the same time. It's like they know something. Probably
They
that
ran out of private money.
this administration probably like is in an environment where it's flowing more towards tech and there's pretty lax laws.
What do you think of people saying that the government should own equity in AI companies?
Oh, dude, it was reported on Record Bot on Instagram. Um, I don't know the history of it. Gutturally, I don't like it. Um, I'm sure that Jamie, if you could pull that up. Um,
Yeah, I'm against it.
Gutturally, I don't like it. I could be told that it's already happened in the past, and I'd be like, oh, okay, I guess if it's happened in the past, that's something. Um, Same thing with like, as we speak, there's a UFC event happening on the lawn of the White House, and I don't like that. But I
I
think,
don't think
didn't care as much if it wasn't on the White House. One of the UFC fighters, who was a Southern bloke, who had a headline that was negative for something. and he was like pontificating about something that was supposed to be like, but he kind of looked like an idiot. But now he talked about government hosting UFC events, and he was like, that's kind of not the government's job, and like you're kind of getting in a position where you could be corrupted, and there's already corruption of it. That all to say that a president that has equity personally in the company that he's hosting on the White House to do a celebrate. I know it's a celebration event. 250. These 250 joints have been in sports. I don't know who's doing partnerships over there. They're on NHL, NBA, NASCAR, like individual cities. Very good partnership work over there. Yeah, Trump has equity in TKO, which owns UFC, and they're doing a fight on the White House property. I find that not tasteful.
Does it matter if taxpayers aren't paying for it?
Something on the White House sits wrong with me.
I get it because there's like event to play devil's
This is
advocate
true.
here. There's events
There's events.
on the White House lawn. This is probably like the most mainstream event. But as long as like it's not like taxpayer money, I kind of don't care. But that it is interesting that you said he owns equity. He is like an
Yeah.
owner. But I don't think that's the same as this, though, in terms of like the
Trump as
federal
a
government
person
owning
owns
AI.
equity in TKO. Yeah, Trump as an executive was talking about owning equity in what do you say, AI stuff?
Yeah, no, yeah, but no, it wasn't him as a person. He said the federal government,
Yeah, I know.
like,
Um,
and I think that's kind of like socialist. I think because I understand like why he wants the U.S. people to share
also,
in the
I mean,
profits of.
buyouts are a thing. There's been government buyouts of banks.
Yeah, no, I think that's bad. I think government should not be doing that at all. I think if I don't think the government should have bought Intel. I think if a company is doing bad, it should just fail so that more companies can pop up.
The
I
Department of
think that,
Defense first received buyout authority in 1993 to downsize civilian workforces following the Cold War. It's an
what?
interesting timeline. Government buyouts first happened in the early 90s after the Cold War.
Yeah, I think that's not good. If they want money from AI companies, I think they should just tax them like they do other companies.
It's interesting.
Just tax them a shit ton instead of taking equity in them because then they're not going to be as competitive.
Um, History of USA government owning equity in, would it have to be public companies? Imagine you have a government owning private equity.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
BlackRock owns a
That shouldn't.
bunch of private stuff. I guess that's private versus public. BlackRock owns a bunch of real estate. Real estate gets a little hairy in the public eye. History of USA government owning equity in public companies.
Yeah, I don't know why they bought Intel. I mean, I do, but
The U.S. government, apparently from the Center of Strategic and International something, but I know them as CASIS, shout out the boys, has a long history of owning equity stakes in public and private companies, typically serving as a reluctant shareholder during acute national emergencies such as wars. The U.S. government's, we're talking about early history in national banking, 1791 was Mr. Hamilton designed the first bank of the United States. The federal government owned a 20% equity in the second bank of the United States in 1816. So apparently there is some precedent. Bailout, somewhat probably a little different. It probably has a bunch of history in banking, most of all. Great Depression, Restructuring Finance Corporation, dramatically scaled up ownership in RFC, which was chartered under Herbert Hoover and expanded under FDR. The RFC became an equity vehicle. Yeah, I think the government just takes stakes in the financial infrastructure when things are dying, which before was freaking Rockefeller and folks over there instead of the government. And then I think the government got involved once Rockefeller stopped. Because in the beginning, when the Great Depression happened, I think private and public actually worked together, perhaps, if I'm working from memory. But the top dogs in the space over there in the 1920s bailed every bank out, basically. 2008 financial crisis saw the largest emergency intervention in corporate equity history under the Capital Purchase Program, a subset of TARP. The Treasury took equity positions to prevent a systemic meltdown. Now, meltdowns. You okay with the government taking equity if it's a meltdown prevention?
Like, would you consider 2008 a meltdown?
That's what they
I would.
thought.
I no, I think that look, so that was a man-made thing, right? That the
Yes,
housing crisis was
financial,
100% man-made,
financial
unlike COVID,
engineering.
which was like an act of nature. Some would argue it's man-made, but for this argument, we're going to say it's an act of nature. If it's a man-made thing that causes a meltdown, I think the government should not step in and it should let capitalism do its course and let bad banks, bad businesses, whatever fail so that new businesses can pop up and be competitive. Now, think about it this way. Right now, in the AI boom, we have Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic, and they're each releasing new models like every other month within days of each other. Why? Because they're trying to compete with each other. And as a result, we're getting phenomenally powerful AI
That same trade-off is them
that's,
going public, though. They need money more.
yeah, but they're still going to be competitive. They have to be competitive or else their stock's not going to go up.
I'm saying the
Now,
speed
if
is the trade-off they're doing for public versus private right now.
the speed is the trade-off they're doing for public versus private right now.
The
Can you
private speed,
expand?
the speed of iteration they have when they're a private company is probably more than they will have as a public company.
Okay, well, that's true, but I don't think it's because they're going public. I think it's because of they're growing out of being what the startup world would call a growth company. You
Sure.
know, like Apple's not moving as fast as OpenAI and Anthropic just because they're not a growth company, they're a mature company. But even then, I would argue Google's moving pretty fast. They're updating Gemini pretty quickly.
Sure, sure. NVIDIA.
So, but I do
NVIDIA as
think
well.
that this will be a great opportunity for us to really see like what these companies are actually worth, and the stock will hopefully reflect that after the
61
over the next couple of years.
in what year was this? 2014, Obama administration took a 61% common equity stake in GM to uh when they were
Oh
going
yeah, Obama bailed
bankrupt.
out the auto companies. That's right.
Um, that's interesting, especially now in the future, seeing GM work.
What caused that again? Was
Probably
that
just
just
them
because of the
sucking.
was
This was
that also tied to the financial crisis?
2014. Oh no, they liquidated in 2014. This might come from 2008. I don't know.
Hey, yo, chat.
Uh, yeah. Anyways, Ricker and Bond. Thanks for
Green bond.
listening. If you did, Ricker and Bond on Instagram, Ricker and Bond on YouTube, Ricker and Bond on TikTok. Not on
Rick and
Rumble.
Bond at your mama's house.
We are holding our annual shareholder event at your mom's house.
Your mom is a giant
The biggest
shareholder.
shareholder. She's really important to the infrastructure here. We need her funding.
She needs her dividends. So yeah, she wasn't happy with last quarter's performance. She's thinking of selling. We can't
Can't have
have
that.
that.
So we're bringing Turkey over. Hopefully
We're
that'll
gonna
work.
implement this new thing called AI.
So much business infrastructure. It's Ricker, it's Bond. Thanks for listening. So much AI, so much tech. Next episode's all on the maritime industry.
Sure.
They probably have more AI integrated into like boring ass. I mean, they do in like factories and stuff. They're probably anywhere
Yeah,
else. That's probably what you need to
probably more
learn
than your
from,
local.
because everybody's like, "Oh, now now the narrative is freaking physical infrastructure and physical AI and the infrastructure physically to make AI." Meanwhile, probably sanitation factories are like, "Yo, we've been doing this for like 20, 30 years, my boys." Rick and Bond.
We're in bond.